Hello, farmers. I'm Farmer Rever, and how are you doing today? I am doing well. It's still the same day here on the farm, but it's 5 o'clock at night, and I've just eaten a little bit, and we're going to get right back out there and do it. In between the episodes, if you're following the series closely, I have gotten these fields plowed. Let's take a look at our map real quick. Oop, that's not how you get to the map. This key. And just to give you an idea of what I did, let's see if we can zoom in. Hopefully you guys can see it. If you're on an iPhone, well, sorry. So here we are. We don't have anything in it. If we jump over to the soil composition, you can see, let me turn on and off the needs line, right? So you can get an idea from here. This is what the field had before, and it has one layer of fertilization. And so this is one of the things that happens when you plow over a field like this, is you get uneven. You can try to fix it, but in some ways it's a bit of a pain to do right away. So we'll get into how to fertilize at some point here. So there we go. So you can see I've made the fields, a decent amount bigger up here, a little bit more here and there, but hey, it all adds up, right? So the question is, what do we want to do from this point? And we're running out of time. One of the rules I like to do when I play is limit the amount that I work at night. I know that farmers do that in real life, especially nowadays, as far as harvesting, but we're not some massive operation doing these big fields coming in, working all night. We're just a regular farmer here on our Iowa farms. We do have to sleep. So I'll generally, once it gets dark, that'll be the end of it. And then I'll fast forward time to the next morning, and I will get up at the crack of dawn, right? And we'll be right back at it again. So what do I want to do? Well, we really need money. So I think the thing to do is just keep plugging away and get our fields planted. Now, one thing I didn't mention to those of you who may not know this game very well, but there is the possibility to do work for the neighbors. But I feel like that's the kind of thing as a farmer I would do once I got my own work done, right? So once we get some fields planted and we get going, then we'll be good. We'll be good to do some more of this kind of stuff. So I'd like to try to see if we can't get these at least planted with something today and then go from there. So, if you look at the finances, if you're new to Farm Sim, you'll know that it's a little bit deceiving in the sense that these prices may be lower, but then, this is wheat at this point. I'm pretty sure. What is that? I'm just not thinking of it right this minute. Barley, that's right. So, these prices are a lot lower than, say, this, but you're going to get less yield per acre or per hectare, whatever you guys call it, than you would here, right? So you're going to get more. Plus, it's not to be discounted. Something else that's a little bit of a kind of a big bonus is that you get straw off of those fields. Where is straw? Do we have any? I don't see. Why am I not seeing straw? Let's go take a look here. Well, it doesn't show you there. That's right, because it's not an actual crop that you would. Yeah, I don't know if this is straw. I don't know if we have a straw sales point. This, I think, would be hay, you would think, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing. These symbols are different on this map. Well, we'll work out that, but we'll get straw. We should be able to do something with it. If nothing else, use it for the animals. So I'm thinking, just to keep it simple, why don't we just do 2 fields with wheat? Because why not, right? It'll be relatively simple to get these planted with wheat, and then we'll go from there. And then that probably would be all I could get done in this day, right? After my little bit of a fiasco. But it's really not a bad day, right? We got our alfalfa fields planted. They'll be growing over the next few days. We'll have to head out there and maybe spray them or something. But we can get in here and, now since this, well, we're going to use this again tomorrow, but I think I'll put it away for the night. I'm not going to wash it because I don't even want to buy a washer. I want to, as far as the finances go, I want to take as much time as I can, or I want to, as far as the finances go, I want to try to not have to borrow money. I will borrow a little money if we have to get some seed, but I might not even fertilize that much, though there is certainly an argument for fertilizing. as being worth the money and therefore worth going into more debt, right? But hopefully what we can do is start doing some contracts for the neighbors at that point. So one thing I'd like to do right away is change the seed type. As soon as you think of it, change that seed type to what you want it to be, because otherwise you'll go out in the field and start planting alfalfa. You don't want alfalfa, at least not at this moment. All right, so we'll come in here. Now we're down on our money, but I did buy a bunch extra. Well, hopefully extra. Right? It's the lime that's really the killer. So I went off of that trigger so that it would come back. Otherwise, it doesn't seem to be refilling the fertilizer. Right, there we go. Good. And you know, another thing I think I might not have done. It might be easier. Let's see. Let's go. I think I might have. I remembered this like after I saved the game. Let's go see east-west. I don't know if I saved east-west. Let's do. There is, and I did look. There's no key to turn on and off this. All right, does it? Nah. See, that's. All right. So I need to set this up again. So maybe for those of you who missed it, you know what? I'm going to drop this thing just for the sake of. What I'm going to do, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm looking at this light, the yellow light that's on the tractor, and I'm trying to line that at the top of the tractor. I'm trying to line that up. You know what? We also have that steering wheel thing, don't we? Yeah, that's pretty nice. I can actually just, I could probably put that steering wheel thing right on the bottom. There we go. We're on 90, right? I could probably go. Yeah, see that steering wheel's on 90. All right, so let's stop and hit Alt-E. And then Alt-E. And I'll go forward a bit. Got to go at least 15 meters. All right, let's stop. I don't think you have to stop, but we're going to stop and hit Alt-E, right? And let's come back into Control-S. And we don't have auto width to do, but we're going to come right in here now. And we're going to save this. That's a new one. Save that. So this is our east-west course. Now these are 90 degrees different. So I want to hit that change 90, hit back, and then there we go. See, so we have, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but with this ground it's a little tough. And actually this one now, we want to do this one. I guess we might as well get the small one done first. So let's change that real quick. Let's go back. There we go. Good, so we'll get at least some crops. Now the other thing about getting these crops in, let me show you another mod that I have in here. Now, I didn't really look for an update, though I really probably should. And the reason I didn't, it seems to be working. There's a mod called Growth... Turn the wrong way. Growth Control. And if I hit, I think it's Control Z, right? No, Shift C. What was it? Let me get out. I think I might need to be out of the thing. Shift C. Yeah. So in 4 hours, whatever wheat we have is going to grow. In 7 hours, grass is going to grow. Here, can you guys see that? Maybe put it against a black background. And the reason you can change, the frequency that it grows, you have to go in there and edit the XML file. But at the same time, the real nice thing about it is that at least it tells you when it's going to grow. So we need to get out there in the next 4 hours and get all this. And so you can start to make a schedule, which is what a real farmer would do, right? Oh, what are you talking about? I'm a real farmer. I do want to check out something. Let's see what left control G does. Okay. Yeah, this is a whole thing. So storages. Oh, geez. Horse helper. There we go. Look, $300 per day to have the horse helper. I got a comment saying that we could get horses. And if you get a horse helper, they will, per horse per day. So they will do those horses for us. That's cool. All right, so I'm going to turn that off. So we got 4 hours to get this wheat planted. I'm very confident in our ability to do that. I'm going to hit left shift Z and close that. And let's get back in our tractor. Daylight's a burning, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can get this done. And would I finish it up at nighttime? Yeah, probably. You know. Now, my rule of thumb is the longest straightest. So let's take a look at this field. I may have created a new longest straightest. All right, we're just going to come. Sorry, I don't even know what buttons I'm hitting. Just randomly hitting stuff, and eventually it'll do what I want. Yeah, this is sort of the longest straightest right here, right? Because this is sort of curved. So when we come to this field, in other words, this is going to be our longest straightest. And I think it just gets you a slightly bit more efficient. And here we're just, you know, we're going to be a little bit wasteful down the other end, doing the tractor boogaloo here. Right, so let's see, which way? Yeah, it's really, we were right on the line. I was wondering what it was doing. So we'll bring this over. Yeah, see, this is, I need to get off the field, actually. So it stops doing that. Curious to see if it does it just on a plowed field, or and there may be like a mod that needs updating or something. I don't think I'm not a real big one that cares about the terrain control kind of stuff. So there we go. So we'll get this, let's back up a little bit, get a little bit straighter to start our first row. Hit Y on my controller, because that's the way I set it up. And then again, now we need to turn this on B. And then I hit A on the controller, lowers it. And then I hit B is my cruise control, so it just moves the tractor forward. And then when we get to the end, I don't really want to go straight because I don't want to end up in the ditch. But we're going to have a little bit of a wasteful thing here. And obviously if you have a big square field, it doesn't really matter, but we'll just kind of take the difference. You know what, I think I want to squeeze right past this pole. There we go. That way we don't have to fight it in the future. Raise the implement. And this field should be pretty easy to just spin around. Now the other thing that I like to do, right, is we're a little messed up by that post there, by the gate. And now you really are probably wondering what I'm doing. But I do like to do every other row because you can make a turn doing every other row, right? So this is this third row. So in a way of looking at it, we'll do all the odd rows. Right, and then that way we can come back. Let's do one more row together, and then I'll probably cut the video, and then I'll go do 13 as well, and we'll get this all planted in wheat. And then that'll probably be the end of the day. Maybe what I'll do in this series is, as we end each day, we'll just take a little recap of what we've done and make our plan for the next day. See how it goes. I don't know how long the series will last. Yeah, you'll see. I can just about spin around directly if I do every other one. Right, and because we don't have anything close now. You might ask, well, why didn't I do something closer? I'm picturing we might have buildings there at some point. I don't want to get too cramped up on that parking lot right there. However, having said that, you know, we do have like this whole area over here that I'm really inclined to start using for like the harvester and stuff like that. I don't know if that harvester will fit in that shed over there too well, but we could see. All right. So there you go. So every other row. So let me get this done, and I will be back when we have some wheat with our dancing planter. All right, see you guys in a minute. We have made our tractor dirty, which is a little bit unrealistic, I think. Things get very muddy in the game, yet at the same time, there's no real mud. I mean, you might get a dusting of dirt. I mean, I'm sure they get covered in dust, but this is more like mud. In any event, it feels good to have some crops in the field. I mean, I know we had the alfalfa, And this is the kind of thing that I think they could have done better with the game. When you play as many hours as I have, I feel like it really feels good to have this, but there's no or very little unpredictability about what's going to happen. There's no weather, there's no season. I mean, we just know this field is going to grow. Now, of course, we can come in here and we can look at the, let's see if I missed any spots after it gets done saving, of course. We'll come back here. We should have sprayed lime. I guess we could spray lime now. I don't like to put the lime on. It will disappear, but let's take that off. And lime is kind of a pain. But in any event, here is the field. Now that's, the extra part just got its first layer of fertilization. So you can see, I mean, that's a fair amount more field that we're going to have compared to what we started out with. And it doesn't look like I missed too many spaces. There's a little bit, looks like I might have missed plowing on the edges. Good, but yeah, so the game, I don't know, it would have been more fun to me to have, I wouldn't want it random, and I'm sure there would be a lot of frustrating moments for people, but maybe something you could turn on and off where, if you don't get the right growing conditions, things don't go so well. There's no irrigation in the game. There's just so many, this is really becomes like tractor driving simulator, which is fun, but I don't know, to call it farm simulator, is minimizing what the farmers of the world do, in my opinion. They have a lot of factors to take in. I mean, they have to be businessmen and understand the plants and the soils and everything else. So there's a lot to be said for the work that those guys do. And if you're a successful farmer, you really have to be a smart individual to do it well year after year, especially with modern farming and all the different things that go into that. Now, I'm going to leave this here just for the moment, just for the sake of YouTube. I need to hit tab. I'm going to take Q. There we go. All right, and I would like to top off with some fuel. Not that we need it that much, but I think what I'd like to do, having put the plow away, did I get close enough? Yeah, what else would I put in there? Yeah, diesel. All right, there we go. And then this is the reason and here's, in a sense, I sort of cheated these in, but I don't know of many farms that wouldn't have some kind of a fuel tank for the tractors. And also I feel like, repairing these guys, the normal maintenance, at least you would do yourself, right? Now it's going to cost us money. Fine. I'm okay with that. Yep. 1,500. But we don't want it to get broken down, so. Right, there we go. Back to 100% or 0% tractor. 0% repair needed. So yeah, I think what I want to do, just until dark, and it's going to take that long, I'll probably come back at dark, like I said. We'll do a little daily summary. Go back in here. Can I see? Let's stay to this side of the door and get this thing in one shot. Yeah. Have it lurch for it. It doesn't look that good from this view, does it? It seems like, I understand they try to do the paint being taken off, but it's, I don't know. The effect, the texture on that is not that great. So what I would like to do anyway with this thing is figure out how I'm going to get to that field. I did do the little flattening over there. Let's see. Is there another driveway right up here? Yeah, it's definitely starting to scream out for putting this stuff up this way, because I'm not going to... I'm definitely leaning towards, really all of these fields may become in support of animals one day if we could get other fields over in that direction, as we can afford bigger equipment. Now, what I don't like, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'm going to go down to the edge of this field here. What I think I want to do, and maybe we'll do a little bit of this on camera, then I can get, call it an episode, is just go around and plow it as much as anything so I can see the exact edges, which we can see anyway with this particular crop, but it'll also give me a minute to think about what I want to do. Like, for example, Let's take this. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, I think. And then we'll come back to this screen and hit auto width. Yeah, that's the right one. All right, and then I don't see why I couldn't just come right up that line right there. All right, well, let me drive around the field, and if it gets dark, we'll come back anyway. But at some point, I think we still have, a good amount of time in the farm sim day here. Yeah, as a matter of fact, you know what? When I get up to that point, I'm going to do this. Hopefully this is okay. I'm going to hit Y. Allow create fields. All right, well, let me make my way all the way around it, and then I'll try to figure out what I want to do with this field. As far as I think, if you watched one of the last episodes, I was talking about, maybe kind of treating it like it's multiple fields instead of one really strange field. All right, guys, I'll be back in a minute. As you can see, I decided to go right ahead and plow the bigger part of field 19 here. I was wondering for a while if I would get it done before it was dark, and even if I hadn't, I probably would have finished up the last little bit of this big section of 19. If I put on the little mini map, you can see where I'm at. So I'm pretty darn close to our, I guess we're going to call, that probably will be our animal area. Maybe this whole area will be our animal area, as I was saying. Like, there's another farm, you can see the buildings maybe in the distance, depending on the size of your screen. Like, yeah, we'll have to see. Time will tell, and who knows how long the series will last. It's taken quite a while in real time to get to this, so I'm not sure if we're going to have full-length episodes every single time, but we'll see what happens. So let's get this done. I think we just have one more row. And this is sort of one of those benefits to have, another one of those benefits, there's more than one, to having this GPS. You can see how even when I laid this out, I made sure I covered. You can almost tell I did a little bit extra there because it was easy to get done, and that way when we came back later on, it was just that many less swaths, like, so even when you're just setting this up, you could do it. So what do I want to do? Well, it's time for bed almost, or at least to go in and get some supper and get ready for bed. And then when I come back and in between the episodes, what I'm probably going to do is finish up just the bulk of the plowing work. There's a little section that I think I'm going to tend to refer to as 19 South. We're facing, well, not really south, but southwest at this point. And let's get this done, and I'll run over there real quick. So I think what I'll do is come back in the morning and we get things planted. And this will be kind of good because these fields, I guess we're going to refer to them as separate fields in a way, but we have that little bit down there, and I'm definitely leaning towards just a bit more alfalfa. I don't know if, I think we can make it, maybe not down the steep part of the hill, but if we're baling, we could probably make it down a little bit by those trees. We'll see. If I have to even smooth land, I might, just to be able to get the baling equipment down in there. And then the other thing I was looking at, and I might change this angle a bit, though it is nice because it gives you nice long runs, is we sort of have like right here, I think I could straighten this out a little bit without too much cost, right? If I just like flattened out this area here, maybe like one more row over, right? Like here, like so up to my left, like just smooth that out a little bit. Because it seems like it's, just a dip, and then we could just be a little bit easier to do this field. I don't know if it's really worth the money. And then this area will become, like I was saying before, sort of like a no man's land. I don't even know if we might do a little bit with it. Like I would say maybe if we wanted potatoes or something. And then we would come over here, and then this would be our other field. So what I'll do is I'll get all of this plowed except for where I don't think I would ever farm. That's actually on a bit of a hill there anyway. So I don't even know if we'll do much with that. There's plenty of land on the map. We just might have to buy a little more. So then we'll have a separate field here. So I'm even thinking of buying the roller thing for the next episode, where we would just, truly separate the fields with a little grass strip here and separate. So this will be, the east field, right? 19 east, and we'll refer to this as 19 west. All right, well, let me know what you guys think. Let's head back up to the farm. So, oh, you know what? We don't really even have a house over here, do we? I don't have a truck. I guess I'll, after, in between the episodes, I'll go to wherever. Yeah, I guess I need a house, huh? Is there a house over there? I don't really remember seeing many houses. Yeah, I do see it. Let's go back to the house, right? We'll just leave the plow on there. I think let's declare, even though we don't technically own it, doesn't really matter, right? We'll just pretend we live in. I think that's a house I can see. Let's go see. I really haven't. I wrote around the map at the very beginning, but obviously, here, you know what? Let's do this too. Like I said, I don't think there's a shortcut to do this that I'm aware of. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's enough to make you go. All right, so we're on the other side of 12. Well, we kind of own the other side of 12, right? Maybe we'll pretend we're. And we can put down our own house, but let's say we're renting a room. Yeah, there's a house up there. We'll pretend that we're renting a room up in that house if we can get into it. Imagine they would have left a driveway. How do we get in there? Might as well go check it out. I don't think even when I was riding around, I don't think I came up into here. I don't remember. Yeah, I definitely hadn't even come up and looked at this. What all's in here? Let's go check it out real quick before it's dark. All right, we'll go past the house. We'll come back to the house after we see what this is. And now I don't see. Well, we'll open up the map and see. There's a lot of buildings here, and they don't seem to have a lot of function. Yeah, no, just we got special. Somebody stuck a trash bag to the wall. That wasn't nice of them. This open? Oh, you know what? I think I have the F1 off. There it goes. Yeah. Okay, so this is just a shed. Yeah, so this is like a whole nother farming area. I don't think there's any particular functionality. Oh, what do we got in here? We do have. Oh, let's see. Let's do this escape thing. And there should be symbols. Where are we at? Oh, we're up here. Yeah, see, I'm a little confused. And it might be a setting I have, but it's not really showing us that this is a farm building. So, all right, can we open that? I'm going to have to look into this at some point. Veal farm? Is that what this is? Yeah, you run across the heads of them. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this is just a big decoration or if it's something that we can use. If you guys know, let me know. I mean, it's all good if it is, or sort of a, I don't know, it's fine. Oops, jump. Open the door instead of jumping. All right, and then we got what over here? Ah, nice big drive-through building. Yeah, this would be a nice building here. We'll open up all the doors because, yeah, I don't tend to close doors. I can pretend on camera that I close the doors if you guys like, if it annoys anybody. Okay, so this is actually would be a good spot because we have this bunker, so we could grow some create some silage in there. Yeah, this might be maybe a better place for our like. Oh, this is a pretty cool building. Yeah, I'm going to definitely look into this map and see if there's somebody who's played it more recently, because I think there's been, in the last year, not surprisingly, some updates. So it's getting dark, like I said. It's getting time for supper. So let's head on back into the... This will be our house, even though we don't own this land right now, right? We'll have to purchase it. And we have a lot of work. We only have 13,000 at this point. So we have a lot of work cut out for us. But we'll pretend that we're renting a room in the house. That sounds pretty reasonable to me. Right, we're staying with our cousin or something like that. Maybe we're our well, I don't know. Why would we be a farmer and not have our own house, even though we had our own land? You would think you'd probably just go get a trailer at some point. But hey, like I said, maybe our cousin is. Yeah, and this is just a decorative house. Hello, dog. All right, there's no getting in here. It's not like the regular. If you guys haven't played the game much, the regular farm sim house that you placeable, you can actually go into. All right, well there we go. So we're gonna go in to sleep for the night. So that's pretty realistic that we can't even. I can't show you in because my cousin might be in his underwear, right? So let's go take a look from the porch at our. Oh, look, we got a tomato garden. That's our. Is that our area over there? Yeah, I don't remember. Oh, the water tower must be all the way in town. I don't know if you guys can see that. It might be small on YouTube, but so let's give the little summary like we were talking about. And I think the best way to do it is to come over into here. So we got alfalfa planted here. We got all this plowed. So we still need to lime these things up. Yeah, it's a shame I didn't do it already, because if this grows a stage, then we might do damage to the crops. Now we could do the narrow wheel option, but we'll see. I'm a little mixed on the narrow wheel option, like I've said, but I don't want to kill a lot of crops either way. And then, well, we'll see. We could do it if we wanted to. But there we go. So we got this all planted in alfalfa. We got field 14 and 13 planted in wheat. All right, so we got those turned to wheat fields. This field is going to turn, and I will have to look into this global company mod and see it. Is there a dryer anywhere on this map? Like a place we could even just take it to? Would you have to own it? Is that part of the problem with like not seeing what's going on here is that we don't own this? If I hit X, right? Like if we bought that land, but that's 258,000, which isn't too bad. It might be a, see, the problem with buying this at this point is that it's not going to do us too much good because it's not something we can farm, right? We'd be better off probably getting field 10 or I don't know, something else, field 21, where we could actually farm it and make some money coming off of it. Where this, at this point, we wouldn't, we'd need a lot more to be able to place down some buildings. So we'll take a look. Now, the other interesting thing is you can see that when they were doing this, when they took this picture, they had a lot more stuff there. Yeah, I don't really see any buildings here. Then there's all our equipment back there. But we'll probably start getting some of it moved over to here. But you can see why I'm thinking in the long run, we start expanding. We'll get some crop fields out this way that we'll start owning, hopefully. And then this sort of can become like our animal area where we, at least take care of the little crops that the animals need. Maybe we put some animals up in this zone here in between 13 and 14. And I think we could place some stuff, right where it says gas station there. So the plan for tomorrow, like I said, first thing in the morning, I am going to wake up and I'm going to plow this little strip right here, probably plant that in alfalfa. And then this is where we were talking about getting rid of a lot of this little part right here and then just put a little grass strip here so that this becomes kind of a field right there. If we switch over to here, I think you can already see, see where I've added at this point and not, well, I don't know if you can tell that way. Let's turn off the, no, you can't really tell. Let's turn off the needs line. No, you can't. Well, maybe that blue is where I've added. No, because I did add some more down here. Not uber easy to tell what I've added and what I haven't. But, we'll make this kind of as big as it can fit in there. You can kind of see I've added a little bit around the edges. Where that's just doesn't need plowing. In any event. All right. So I will get all of this plowed and then we can work on, the next thing we'll probably work on is like cleaning up these fields. In the meantime, these will be growing. We might have to get out there and spray tomorrow. Well, this is the max right here. So we only have 2 stages of fertilization. And we could change that to 3, I think. Or at least we used to be able to. You would think it would be in, gameplay, right? Game settings, weeds on. Periodic plowing required. I have that on. Lime required. Plant withering. Plant growth normal. Yeah, I thought there used to be an option to change the fertilizer to be like how many layers of fertilizer. I don't know if that got changed by a mod or. All right, maybe that was FS19. I don't know. In any event, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm going to get out there and do some work in between the episodes, and I'll come back, and it'll be probably 8 in the morning, or I don't know, 7 in the morning by then. We'll fast forward some time, just so you know. There are some mods where you can skip the night, and I don't think I necessarily have that. If you did, it could show up. Yeah, let me hit G. Yeah, see, it usually shows up in that controls up there in the top left if you can skip the night when it is night, right? It's not necessarily nighttime right now, and I don't remember if I have one of those mods on there, but I will fast forward some time. Our fields will grow overnight. So we'll do, what is it, Control Z? No, Shift Z. All right, so in 3 hours, our wheat fields will grow, and in 6 hours, our grass will grow a stage. So we could talk about whether we actually spray the grass or not. Actually, we don't really want to worry about grass, do we? We want to do, well, it doesn't even show you alfalfa there. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, it's not really showing us all the crops, is it? Okay. All right, guys. Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. Let me know if you have any suggestions for what we should do as we expand. I'm open to them. I don't want to cheat a lot of. I'm not going to cheat any money, and but we don't have that much. And I don't want to borrow a lot of money. Is what I was really kind of thinking. I don't want to go too far into debt. So we'll see. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.